Welcome back to the Coloring Book channel. Today I'm coloring Mario and Luigi into the Toad Castle. So this is a really nice detailed drawing of the Mario brothers that I found on mondaymandala.com. So the link is in the video notes. And I wanted to tackle this one with the markers and just see if I could handle, such a big project. Turned out to be quite a big project. Took me about 3 hours to color this with lots of stops and starts. But I was pretty pleased with the results. Not great, but it's coming along. So I got Mario colored, and then I started working on his brother and decided to mix it up a little bit, shading the back of his hat a dark green, filling it in with some light green. But otherwise, sticking with his typical uniform, colored him green with blue shirt, nice brown shoes, and light soles, which are really popular now. Then I started on the mushroom toad type characters. I couldn't remember if they all had the same colors or not, so I checked the web and it appeared that different types of toad characters had different hats and their color scheme matched their hats, so that's what I went with, and that worked out pretty well. I did learn some things going through this about I used the Shuttle Art alcohol-based colored markers, and I really need to pick really light colors to start with and then darken from there, because once I pick one that's too dark, it's really difficult to fix. So I started with a light brown here, probably not the lightest brown in my bag of tools, but I started with a light brown, hoping that I could use some darker browns later. You'll notice I highlighted this little spin around carousel that I have for the markers. That was really nice tool that I obtained. Stick my markers in, then I can kind of swing them around without they were rolling around all over my desk. As you can see, I've kind of got them piled up there, and eventually every now and then I pick them all up and stick them back on the carousel. So now I'm zooming into the top half of the picture, because I decided to go on up there and fix it before I did the walls of the city. So I colored this a really light gray or chartreuse, the top of the hill, thinking I would go back and make it greener later. I did the walls of the castle super light gray, and then red tops with brown running board rooftops there. I was really happy with how that turned out. I used yellow in the doorway to show that the lights were on there. And now I decided to circle back and pick up some of the background. The sky I picked is supposed to be a really pastel blue. It's a lot darker than I hoped. So I think next time I would pick even a lighter blue, maybe the one I did for that one cloud as the sky. But I went with that. Sometimes there's no turning back. Just color it and then move on, and you'll do better next time. So I'm going around picking all the mushrooms off, giving them their own unique color scheme. Wanted to work in some oranges and reds, because there's a lot of green on the hills. I still haven't gone back to that top hill and made it more green. But I'm looking around for colors to kind of make this a more diverse coloring model, where I got some blues and some yellows, so I'm mixing those in. I did start having some problems. You can see I'm using my color scheme there. I referenced that a lot to try and that test sheet to try and pick a color. It's really hard to pick a color without marking it on a separate piece of paper. But you'll notice I got a pair of pliers over here on the right, and that's because these markers, after they've been opened a few times, sometimes they stick, and you can't see it. I mostly edited out my struggles with grabbing the marker, twisting, trying to get it open. I couldn't, so eventually went and got a pair of pliers, and that worked pretty well. I'm pretty careful to try and shut them tightly because I have at least one, but I didn't get shut tightly, and they dry out pretty quickly. And then once they do that, it's hard to make them recover. But as you can see, I started picking up a lot of different colors. I'm swinging through my carousel trying to pick out a different shade of this or shade of that, and trying to work them all in there in this short video. So I hope you enjoyed that, and come back to the coloring book channel again.